Many of you have asked to explain how much an E36 build can cost. So we decided to make a video and give you the blueprint to get your E36 skitting on the road. In this video we will cover all the major costs and pitfalls of starting and finishing your E36 road car project build. And if you have anything extra you want to add about the problems you faced or the triumphs, post that below in the comments. Firstly, find a rolling body or body with an engine. You should be able to find a decent setup with a basic engine for between 10 to 30k. So where's this car?
This car is parked at the car wash, engine garage here in Brighton Road. It's been there since I moved to Preventative. It's been standing at that car wash. And I've been watching it, and watching it, and watching it. And every time I go take my car for a wash, a beading is missing, the grill is missing. So I never had the guts to ask like what's, because it looked a bit, you know.
Verdalet.
Yeah. So we spoke and what he wanted to do with the car, I told him no. Because he wants to, not Uber, what's the other thing? Take a lot. He wants to do that with the car. So
Take a lot.
With a 6-cylinder BM.
No.
Tell him, you know what?
You're going to have to give a lot to him. You're going to drive that car. And how much do they want for it?
At first, at 15k, and then I said, what would you take for the car? And she said, oh, we'll take 10.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Okay, so let's offer 8 and see what they say.
Yeah.
And then take it from there. Our 320i auto cost 9.5, but the gearbox was busted and the license far behind. But there are many good deals out there, like a solid 318i or IS with a license up to date for around 20 to 30k. Make sure the license isn't too far behind and the car isn't scrapped. Getting paperwork in order can be a nightmare, and after 5 or so trips to engine clearance, Craig wasn't loving life quite as much. Now this thing still looks good. Oh no, that sounds like yeah. Preventative maintenance.
This is the factory plastic thermostat housing, and we're going to upgrade it with a steel thermostat housing. You see, this is what I was telling you about the seal. So it's a new seal. That's the thermostat completely shattered. So it was actually stuck in the open position. So, which is actually lucky for the previous owner, because if it was stuck closed, it would have overheated. So lucky for him, but yeah, this is why preventative maintenance is important.
This is, according to my good friend and mechanic Ashik, the most important part of looking after your car. When you buy your project, be sure to do a full service, change oil pump, water pump, thermostat, and overall inspection. Keep your hand on your car so that you can find any faulty bits here and there, and check all electronics. If your car has Vanos, do a Vanos service and drive the car to notice any vibrations or anything that doesn't sound right. Engine mountings, gearbox mountings, diff and trailing arm bushes are all things that can wear over time, so be ready to fork out for these parts if need be. Our partners at M5 Auto Spares and Strand Auto Part can supply you with most of these. Be sure to check your radiator and if need be, get a replacement unit from Chris Vehicle Cooling to make sure your car runs cool and doesn't overheat. This took a little bit of mounting from the viscous. Yeah. But on the plus side, we got a new radiator from Chris Vehicle Cooling. So now I need to get that radiator in. Miles, thanks for the help. Dexter.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, you're going on with your car, see? So Milesy, I'm busy. Miles, I'm busy here, bro. I'm busy with important work.
Yeah, okay, so got the new radiator in.
Yeah.
Onto the fan, nice in the front. The quick connectors we're gonna clip up afterwards.
Nice.
Everything nice and out the way.
Nice.
So we're gonna put it in and we take it from there.
Let's do it. Yo, Milesy. Thank you, Milesy. Thank you, Milesy. Hey, what's that in the background? There's oh. An overheat in one of these cars, especially if they have an aluminium block, can be quite costly. If you want more power, a typical 3 to 8i setup costs about 20 to 30k these days just for engine alone. I got lucky and got my engine and gearbox for that price. Nowadays, however, the 330i is probably your best bet. It's more readily available and in some ways getting cheaper to buy. But because it's not a direct fit, it can be quite costly and tricky to install. If you don't want more power and want to save on fuel, the M44 318i engine is a great choice with decent power too. You can opt to run an auto box if you want to cruise, but it gets really frustrating if you want to do the occasional pull. If you do a manual conversion from auto, remember you will need pedals, clutch piping and many more other small bits. So be sure to have all that ready before you do the conversion. There are two types of gearboxes in these cars. Your mechanic will recommend his favorite one, the Geartraag or the ZF. You can also opt for a lightweight M20 flywheel conversion, but that's a bit expensive to do. It will however save you money in the long run because the dual mass clutch can also be quite pricey to overhaul. The first thing you want to upgrade on your E36 is the bumper. An M3 bumper costs about 2,500 to 3,000 Rand, and Rainy Sali in Cape Town is your go-to guy.
Seems a bit better. That's definitely a bit better.
Yeah.
Then you want to do beadings. Now I don't mind the narrow beadings, but for the Meneer look, you want the broad beadings, baby. BMWs come with a Lamo 5 120 setup. That means it uses 5 nuts and the PCD is unlike most other cars. Luckily, BMW OEM wheels look cool as shit and the E36 arches are small, so you can get away with some nice OEM BMW 17-inch wheels and make your car look amazing. Lowering kits are available from most vendors and coilovers are an option too if you have the budget. Just be sure to use an RMI approved installer as per our friend JP Smith. The first upgrade you want to do is the M50 manifold from a 325i. This will give you 5 to 7 kilowatts in performance and just make the induction sound cool. Then you want to do a branch and exhaust, ideally an M3 branch if you can find and afford one. This will give you another few kilowatts. Pop over to Herman from Hat Dynamics for a unit chip and it all comes together like a castle. Now we know the fuel, I'm expecting to get a little bit of power with the fueling, but with the timing, can we adjust the timing on this car?
Yes, with the unit chip we can. I don't know what they've done to the map in the car, so we might find that we add timing, we get nothing. We might find we subtract timing, we get something. Maybe they're too fast, who knows? So what we do, like I said, that box was done on the EEPROM. There's no way to flash this car via OBD, in other words. So the EEPROM was the flash. They flashed it onto the little chip and then they put it into the box.
Yeah.
Moved the limiter, did all that kind of stuff. The unit chip right now, we've got the crank sensor wire goes through the unit chip.
Yeah.
So the RPM goes through the unit chip.
Yeah.
If we speed it up or slow it down, we change the ignition timing.
Yes.
The voltage wire from the airflow meter goes through the unit chip. So we can vary that voltage, we can make the car richer at leaner, and we can do it at 5% throttle, 10% throttle, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever throttle setting we want. We can set how many RPM ranges. We generally work about 400 RPM up.
Once your car is driving and performing well, you can, like me, take it to the track and spend much more money on things like roll cage, steering, seats, bushes, wheels, suspension, diff, LSD, unit chip, stripping, gear linkages, short shifter, coilovers, and more. Stay tuned for our future video on what exactly we spent on our E36 race car.